Okay, get the foot valve in the water, connect it to here, get the Teflon tape on there. We're going to fill with water through here to prime this pump. Then we're going to connect this valve here, and we're going to connect our hose to this. And we're going to run our hose all the way up to the little pump house back there. Then we're going to fill, this is the main line that's coming in, just to make sure water comes in there, and then we're going to put the other foot valve on that, and then we're going to place it in the water over there. And that's how we get the water into the cottage. Okay, so I filled that up with water. Now we're going to put the Wellex tank on. We're going to screw it in, make sure the Teflon tape is on there, so we don't gall the threads. So here's the foot valve. Make sure that there's Teflon tape on the opposite ends and it doesn't leak, and then secure that onto the pipe end. And then it should, no leaks. And then when you fill up the water, it should stay filled. All right, here we go. 1 full jug of water should prime this pump. Leave it out of the water, leave the end, the foot valve end out, so you can see if any water leaks out. There should be no leaks, no water should come out of there. It's a one-way check valve. Still some air bubbling out, so we're just going to let that bubble out and top it right up. Okay, now no more air bubbles are in there. The water is right up to the very top. I shook the end of the line to make sure that all the air was out. Now I'm going to put the pressure tank on. Make sure there's Teflon tape on the end. We don't want to gall it. And just screw it in. All right, now's the moment of truth. Plug the pump in. And watch the pressure gauge. Here we go. And there we go. Now we got water. Cut in, cut out, perfect. Now, connect the garden hose, and we'll fill up this line that was going to end up going into the lake to draw water from. I'm going to put another foot valve on the end of that, and once I flush out the line. Okay. I have the pump plugged in, I've connected the water hose, I've opened up the valves, I'm running water up this garden hose. Pump just kicked on. Here's the hose, goes all the way to the pump house. And I'm running the water into the drain line, the water line coming in. And eventually I'm going to put the pump back here. I'm just going to flush out that line until we have nice clear water coming out. All right, let's have a look at the water. Flushing out the line. Okay, came back from the line and look at that. Nice clean water coming out. Perfect. Perfect, and the pump is working well. There it is. Pump goes, water goes up, water comes out. Now I'm going to put the other foot valve on there and put the hose in the lake. Here we go. Here's the other foot valve. I've put a little screen on top of it with a little hose clamp just to protect the intake, so no, it's going to be there all summer, so lots of stuff starts getting in there, and I just want to give it an extra protection layer. So to make sure that this works, what you want to do is you want to push, blow out, and see if that it holds the pressure, and it does. And if you suck in, it should allow water to come in. Air comes in, but air doesn't go out, so we know that that foot valve works. Okay, I'm just going to connect the hose, and then that it'll fill up the whole line. I'm going to connect the foot valve to the hose, and it should fill up that line, and then it should be all primed up, and then I'll shut the water off. But of course you want to put Teflon tape on there. Get the old stuff off and put new stuff on. There we go. I got the new foot valve on here. I'm going to fill it with water, and it's already full because the pump has stopped, and it's good to go. Okay, so after I've put the, you can see the floaty device, I stepped on the hose to make sure all the air came out. And now that goes all the way back up to the pump house there. So now I'm just going to run some water, fill it up from the pump here, and I'll disconnect the pump, reconnect it up top, and it'll be done. Here we go, add some water. Looks like it's full. Pumped in, plug it in, make sure it's running. There we go. Shut off the water here. Let's go have a look. Good sign, look at that. That's a good sign. All the water has overflowed here and it's full. Excellent, excellent. Okay, I've removed the short piece with the foot valve off the pump. I've checked the water line here, that it's holding water and it's full of water. It's not above the water. And I've moved the pump into the pump house. So here's the pump in the pump house. So now with a pipe wrench and a screwdriver, loosen off the connector just lightly so that you can turn the metal pipe thread in the plastic pipe. So you can screw it into the elbow of the pump. Remember to remove the valve that you use to fill with the garden hose. Remove that off of here, because that's going to connect to there. Connect to the hot water tank and the cold water. There we go. Alright, after screwing in the pipe and then tightening up the hose clamp, we'll see if she's primed and ready to go. So now at this point, once we are hooked in here, we remove this plug and we're going to prime the pump again here from here, because I don't want to remove the tank again. We've already got that in. So it's connected here to the hot water tank, and we'll just prime this up again with water, and then we'll turn it on. Now that's a good sign. I've filled it with water and it's holding the pressure. So now that pump is primed, I'll just put new Teflon tape on this. Always new Teflon tape. Put it back in, tighten it up, plug it in. Here we go. Okay, new Teflon tape here. Make sure the valve is off because I don't want to fill in all that water yet. Just want to make sure it works. There we go, plugging in. So if it doesn't prime up, it means there's air in your line here. So that's why I have this one here. So I'm going to open this up, I'm going to fill it with water, make sure it's full, and then try again. So then it's just a playing around with this, bleeding the air out of the system, and then eventually, look at that, we get pressure. Now we're going to fill up the tank. You should see that cut in. There it goes. Cutting in. Goes up the pressure. until the cutout pressure is reached. Right there. So we're still filling up that hot water tank. So it should be fine. There we go. Water's in. Just got to make sure those valves here on the outside where supply cold and hot come out, then make sure they're off. And then make sure the valve at the bottom here, which fills, see the pump comes in here and it fills up there, but it's stopping there, but it's going down into here. Make sure this is off. So now it's filling up the tank and you can feel the air coming out of the hot water tank. So we just want to monitor that until water comes out and then shut off that valve. And then that tank will be full. Okay, so now the pump stopped. There was water coming out of here just briefly, so I shut that valve off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the hot water tank line, that the tank here that goes out. I'm going to flush this tank out for a little bit just to make sure that it's nice and clean water coming out of there before I attach it to the cottage. So I'm going to put that hose onto the outside of that pipe and connect it to it and run some water. Okay, I'm not going to waste the water in that tank. I'm going to water the lawn. So here, I'll come over here. I've already attached the hose to the hot water line, but it's not hot because there's no electricity to it yet. Just going to open that all the way up. And water the lawn for a bit. There we go. We got water drawing from the lake. There we go. That's pretty good.